There's an obvious answer to this, and I'm going to give you the open goal. Who is your best team of the first block of Championship games?
Yeah, well, it was difficult for me to kind of, give a unanimous answer or decision on a lot of these, because I think in some cases it's kind of a combination between the manager, the recruitment, how the players are performing. So I could have given you a different answer, but I am going to go for Sunderland as the team. I think that's based on the amount of individuals that are just performing at a really high level. I think even when they made a couple of changes for the victory at Portsmouth, I think that's Ballard's first start and Alan Brown coming in, who by all accounts has been exemplary in the minutes that he's had. I think even a couple of changes, the quality of the performance wasn't diminished, and those guys' level was so high. So listen, a lot of it is about the new manager, absolutely. But when you think of Sirkin at left back, the form that he started the season in, Bellingham and Rigg and Neil, that triumvirate, have I said that right? Don't think I have. That trio in the middle of the pitch, they've just been unbelievable. And I think he had to change the setup a little bit the other day, with Bellingham being the most withdrawn of the midfield players, the deepest anchor. In that three-man midfield, it didn't disrupt the performance. And you go on to Mayenda at the top end of the pitch, and that's my one obvious concern, I think, which the Sunderland fans would echo. Are they going to have enough in that department to maintain their early season form? But 4 goal involvements from him is an incredible start for someone who was at Hibs on loan and not getting in match day squads, I don't think, when he had his loan spell there. So I just think individuals are at a really high level. They're all embracing this attacking style of play with the intensity, which I think is the biggest thing that's caught the eye. And clearly they've got a chap in Regis Lebris who is what seems very, very switched on tactically. So, yeah, defensively, best team as well at the moment. Obviously, don't need to go into the numbers there, but Luke O'Nien is the only goal scorer against them so far, who is their arguably best defender. So I think that sums it up quite nicely. They're in a really good place.
They are. And I've gone for Blackburn, Sam, who I won't give away what we're about to say in where I had them in my pre-season 1 to 24 and where they are now. But needless to say, there was a big gap between where I had them and where they are now. And we were worried about Blackburn, Sam, weren't we? There's been long-term kind of chaos and issues with Venky's and financial support, maybe not reaching Ewood or, just not being there at all. We kind of knew after Sammy Smodic sat down on Big Sam's podcast pretty much as soon as the season had finished last year and basically kind of gave his pitch to clubs to come and sign him after his amazing season last year. Fair enough. Make hay while the sun is shining, Sammy. So my take was that Blackburn were a team that finished last season really badly whilst having the division's top scorer, and they weren't going to have him this season. But they've been excellent, and I've got to give props to friend of the show, John Eustace, who just seems to give off this beautiful sense of calm for everything that's happening there. There's no chaos for John Eustace at all. And what you need to do is batten down the hatches a little bit, be defensively good, recruit really, really sensibly to mitigate, maybe a big star player coming out, and then punch your weight in games. That's all you can ask if you think there's a bit of cash. Just punch your weight. Just perform well. We're not looking for anything spectacular. And I think you can just tick Blackburn's box for all of those things. Maybe they caught Derby at a good time in the first game, having just got promoted, and looks like it's better to play Derby at home than away from home at the moment. Good point against Norwich. Could easily have lost that game and got back in there. Yes, okay, we're looking at then another promoted team in Oxford, but beat what's in front of you, and then again away from home, punch your weight. Got out of dodge maybe a bit at Burnley, but they're they're undefeated. And Sam, I like how he's brought like experience with Vyman and Bart into the group. They've gone a bit further afield for Maktar Gay, who may not give the goals that Smodics did, but he's going to do a great job for them there. And Todd Cantwell is back, and he could be there and he could be there, but I repeat, he could be there. So I think we're not doing overachievers, Sam. But if we were, maybe it would be Blackburn. So we've gone Sunderland. Yeah. Anything to add on, Rovers?
Yeah, I think if just chip in there a little bit, the squad looks a little bit unfashionable. Maybe I think that Blackburn squad, but I think similarly to how John Eustace inherited the Birmingham squad last year, he just seems to have a habit of getting the best out of a squad. And I think there's real potential in one of those forward players, you know, a Hashi or Gay that you just spoke of, Vyman maybe even in the twilight of his career, but having a bit of I was going to say a breakout season, but, you know, just really doing the business in the absence of Sammy Smodics. And they've got good championship players, you know, littered around that squad like Dolan and Hedges, Rankin Costello, Travis. Yeah, these are guys that have been, you know, in the top half of the championship, probably consistently capable of really good sporadic results, but maybe not quite having enough to get into the promotion mix. So we shall see. I think, given everything I've said there, he's just such a steady hand, John Eustace, and I think it improves players and can get the best out of a squad that maybe is limited in some areas compared to the leading sides and the most fancied sides in the division. So, yeah, I think pound for pound, he's got to be right up there with what he's doing at the moment. I heard him on TalkSport the other day, so it shows that I think nationally people are looking and thinking, "Cool, Blackburn, unbeaten start to the season, having lost Smodics." Yeah, definitely deserves credit.
And he's the ultimate sympathetic figure after what happened at Birmingham, the way he was.
Maybe there's a bit of that as well. Yeah,
slightly there as well, which no bad thing if you can work it in your favour.